For the last 370 million years, trees are one of the most important species that have been supporting life on planet Earth. They give us oxygen, store carbon, stabilize soils, provide material for tools and shelter, is home to the world's wildlife, gives us paper, lumber, chewing gum, and whatnot. But what amazes me more than this is the fact that many trees can keep on doing this for hundreds of years. For example, trees like German Shugi have been around since the invention of paper in China, and saplings of trees like Jayasri Mahabodhi were planted at Bodh Gaya, under which Buddha meditated and was enlightened. Going even before than this is this tree that exists from the time of Indus Valley civilization. And then there are colonial tree system called pandos, whose roots go back to the time when humans first started migrating out of Africa, becoming one of the few relics from that time in the history of human evolution. Trees are the living specimens that have seen more of human history than any human could ever dream to write in his book. Luckily, almost every village in Nepal has a peepal tree where people can rest or gather for conversation. And whenever I pass by one in my own city, I wonder how much of time it must have seen. But the thing is, because of the unmanaged population growth and the expansion of roads, Kathmandu city has been experiencing a decline in the number of trees for some decades now. Laws that prohibited the cutting of trees have been around since the time of King Jayasthiti Malla, when punishments ranged from a fine of ₹5 to prison, or in some cases both. Similar laws were also included in Nepal's first Civil Code Act, or the first Mulki Ain of 1853 by the then Prime Minister Janga Bahadur Rana. But it was Chandra Shumsher whose visits to European nations saw the expansion of pavements and plantation of trees on both sides of the road. This was how the concept of modern systematic tree planting was developed, and some new species such as monkey puzzle, an evergreen tree from Europe, were imported and planted in different places inside the valley. Giving continuity to his elder brother's work, Juddha Shumsher Rana did what he could by planting many trees after the massive earthquake of 1934 and restored the city's lost charm. The works by the Rana brothers can still be seen along the road of Maharajganj, Kesar Mahal in Loinchor, Patan, Balaju and Bawarmal. This tradition of planting trees beside roadways continued on to the 60s and then to the 70s, when modern urban environment planning was introduced by the Nepali government. They wanted to expand roads throughout the cities while integrating old trees and the new increasing populations. The local trees that grew on the soil of Kathmandu included birch, mimosa or silk tree, willow and jacaranda. On top of this, the Ranas had already added species such as eucalyptus and the monkey puzzle. Then, by the order of the government, populous trees such as poplar were added to the beautification of the valley. It took some years before realization dawned with the problem that these fast-growing monstrous trees posed safety hazards if they fell on highways, and their small leaves absorbed less carbon dioxide compared to an evergreen one. This city has always been in a fight between urban infrastructural development and its proper management. For example, Putali Sadak was constructed with a middle section lined with trees and flowers but lost it to stores and traffic about 4 decades ago. Also, in the 1980s, urban planners opted for 3 lines of green belt from a single belt. The 26.5 kilometer long ring road was planned with this in mind, where we can still see many trees, but now the pollution has started to catch up. And along the recent Kathmandu Bhaktapur highway, people started cutting down the trees for their own use, which forced the government to remove the remaining planted trees. Besides these, the haphazard population growth and lack of availability of land leaves us with no place to plant trees. And in the last decade, pollution has become a major problem inside the valley. Particulate matter and smoke has taken over the city. Ask anyone who has flown over the Kathmandu valley if they see any trees and tell me. If anyone says yes,